In this video, we are going to see how to use datasets in PostCode. Now, people may have a context wherein they need to actually submit a form like this. This is an example. And there are like 100 users or 10,000 users or 100,000 users. So how to do the data-driven testing? That's one of the important things for the user to have those users in a less time, and they cannot keep going and entering these details again and again for those thousands of users. So let's say I click on sign up, and then view submitted list. You will see that okay, this entry has been done in the database. So currently I'm using a JSON file to store this in a flat file database, so which is like this. So you see that okay, it got added here. So if I add one more name here. So let's say A and it could be B or whatever. Or else let's do John Doe. John Doe. Okay, last name here. Sign up. And then you can see this one is here and it's also uh, added in the database here, which is JSON file. So if I remove this because I want to remove it and show it to you by using datasets, how powerful it can be. So let me save this and go back here. Let's say refresh data. So currently we don't have anything. And one more point, this is a locally running application, what I have created. So because it will be faster as well, and it's not going and depending on the server, which is somewhere remotely. So localhost 3000, there's a port number, 3000 is a port number, and 127.0.0.1 as well. So if you are new to it, this just means localhost here. So I can run this, press enter, it still loads the page. So let's proceed to our postcode extension here. Now let's say we are doing that data-driven testing. So what we need to do is for using the dataset, you have to do a test suites here under the API Explorer. So test suites, and then you create one test suite, but I have created that test suite, which is called data-driven testing. And under the test suite, we need to create a test case, which looks here, create test case. If you click on this meatballs menu, you will get this create test case. And that's a hierarchy. So this is how the test suites are organizing those like test suite, test case, and API request. That's the sequence. So let's say I created test case already, sign up. And now I need an API request, which I have opened it here, and I need to save it. For saving it, I need a URL. So what I did here on the test case is click on this and create API request. So, so let me, in order to save this request, I need that URL, which is the API endpoint. So I go here, I look into the sign up. You can go to the headers because I don't have a Swagger documentation or any kind of documentation now. So what I'm doing is I'm showing you one more way how I can do this. So this is the request URL. I go here and I paste it, and now I'll save it. So you will see submit form is here. Now again, I'll go back here and see what is the request method. There's a post because we're posting the data to our server. So we'll go back and change this to post. After this, what do I need after this? I need a data set. Where is the data set file? So that is here, which is called as 100 rows are there here. So these are insect bird names. So if I open it, you will see the first name and last name. So I have used the insect names and bird names in combination because I don't want it to use the human names here. And also YouTube actually flagged one of my videos, I mean, the dataset videos itself, which I had done recently, and it said you cannot use these names because I was also using email address, and I had generated it using ChatGPT. This one I created using the ChatGPT. I would also like to show you that how I generated these names for demonstrating this testing video. So let's see how I did that. I went to ChatGPT. I said generate 100 rows of data for first name and last name, which are columns. Let this first and last name be of random insects and birds. Give me a CSV file to download. Well, it said it cannot do the data analysis. And the next moment I said, I want the CSV file now. And it still said I cannot do. Then I said, no, this is emergency. I need CSV file only. Help me. So then I got the CSV file, which is this one. So that's interesting how you can even communicate with the chat GPT as well. I mean, so it's like a communicating with a human being. So where I go and ask for the breakfast in the restaurant and they say that we don't have this, then I say, please, please, please. And then I get that. So to me, it's like a human communication, what I do with the chat GPT. That's my style. So we got this one, and let's go back to our VS Code extension, which is sorry, postcode extension on Visual Studio Code, which is here. So we are in the submit form, we have saved it. Next one is to go to the body. And this body, if I look into the sign up form, this payload here, that's a JSON here. Because start from the curly braces and the key value, and then comma, and then one more key value, which is last name. So that's a JSON format, and you got to choose raw here in body. So we go to raw, and that's JSON. You have multiple things, but I will choose JSON format here. So how would I define JSON format? Is the same way, or else you can just copy paste here what you have, or else you can write it down as well. So I take this and I paste it here. So to make it a bit better in terms of readability, well, let's make it this way. Cool. So once I do this, again, I'll save this first name and last name, but we need to add the double quotes here and his last name as well. And that's the value. But here, that's a string as well. So let me remove this. Now it's proper. So John and John Doe is a string because it's enclosed between the double quotes. That makes it a string. So if it was true, that's a Boolean value. So if it was false, then Boolean value. As it's enclosed between these two things, that's a string. But we need to call this first name and last name from our sheet, which is this one, because we want to do submit all these names to our database in here. So we want to do it in a automated fashion. So where it goes and enters everything, that's our data-driven testing part. So let's say I go here and how to connect this one with the dataset file here, this one. So let's see that how we can do that. For that, you need to first actually upload the dataset file. So let's say we'll click on the test case actions, which is our meatballs menu here. Click on this and then say edit test case. And in here, you see the dataset. Click on dataset. I'll remove this because I think it's a old one, which is not usable now. So I'll click on select dataset file. The mouse over on this, you will see only CSV and JSON files are allowed. So you cannot upload a TXT file or something. So I click on select dataset file. So I click here, insect bird names 100 CSV. That's the file that I want to use for this uh, form submission here. First name and last name, even though they are insect and bird names combination generated by ChatGPT. So I would still use them. So let's go back here. So this file is added here, selected. Click on this, and then you will see the same thing, whatever I was showing you in the spreadsheet. For a better view area, so I'll close this secondary bar so that you can see it in a better way. And if you want to add more rows or something, you can add here itself by clicking on Open Dataset File. So, for example, I add my name, the comma separated values, and I save it. So if I close it and then I refresh it, but it doesn't show up now, and maybe I will reload the window. That by I'm pressing Command Shift P, which will open this tray. On Windows operating system, you can press Control Shift P. So I reload the window. Now again, I'll go back to our test suite. Submit form is there, it's open. So now I'll click on this test case, edit test case. I'll click on dataset. You see that, okay, here is my name, Santosh Tupad, which I added via open dataset file in this one. So that's one way you can edit or remove, or you can perform any CRUD operations on this file, which is create, delete, read, or update. Yeah. So I close that file now, and I will close this secondary bar, better view area. So as we have connected the data set, now how do we connect to this columns? So we'll go to the submit form, and we are in the body. This thing has gone again, the double quotes, because maybe I did not save. So let me add it, last name, double quotes, and then remove it. So this is fine now. I'll click on save now. And let me close this off message here. This is saved. But now we want to connect it to our data set. So the way to connect data set is open curly braces, close curly braces, and in between add the column name. This is first name, last name, and this has to be exactly how we have typed here. So one way is I copy this and I paste it here so that I don't make any typos or something. I go to the last name, copy it, again curly braces here, and then save it. Now we have saved it. And the postcode having a test suite, the power is in having this test suite, test case, and then API request, the hierarchy, like I was saying. Now I can actually run this test case individually, or else I can run this test suite itself. So test suites can have one or more test cases, but for this case, based on the context, I'll click on run test case and not really run test suite here. So one configuration, let's quickly look into that. So here I will configure to look into the data set. And if I look into sign up here, edit test case, data set, okay, this one is loaded, and the first name and last name. So looks correct. Let's see if there are any errors while when we are executing this test case. And here post as well. This is important. We got it from our network tab here. How we got all this payload and the headers, post, and this thing. So without further ado, let's actually run the test case. Click here and then run anyway because I don't have any run configuration now, global variables or environment variables, nothing here. So I'll just click on run anyway. Now we see that this has created maybe 101 rows already. So there is no red because there's no failure of this. And we can actually go and look into the iteration one here. The request is sent this body. So that was successful. The response it says user registered successfully. Iteration two, we go here and the body is this one and magpie. So like that, it has took everything from the sheet and executed here using our run test case with the dataset. Now let's confirm whether all the success are really submitted or not. So I'll just say, go to the application here, click on View Submitted List. That's amazing. We have added all the data in the sign up, which is first name and last name fields. This is the way how you can really use the power of dataset in postcode under test suites and in the test case. So I wish you all the best and you can really be creative and get started with this using this video. Thank you very much and have a good day.